this is Mrs. Brown. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick video to show you what the process might look like after you've gotten your paper back. And now you've gotten your paper back and you have all these suggestions over to the side. And the question is, what do I do with these? So one thing you need to realize is you are the author. So any decisions that you make are for your paper. Just because people make a suggestion or a comment on the side doesn't mean that you have to follow it. You don't need to get upset by anything that's over there, because when people make these suggestions, they're doing this with the idea that it's whatever is going to be best for you or whatever is going to help you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of work through this and what the revision process might look like. One thing you need to remember is as you're working through, if you need to go back and look at your resources, absolutely you should be doing this. In fact, it's something that you probably absolutely should do just to make sure that you have your information correct. So what we're going to do is work through this process, and I'm going to kind of model what it would look like. All right, so as I look at this chunk right here, my first suggestion says that I see this as your position statement, but I think that it should be its own sentence. So as I look at this, I think that this person is probably correct. So I might change the wording on this just a little bit. So I'm going to say, I feel that it is very important that we have an extra recess each day. Okay, now I didn't connect it to my preview sentence, and I feel like I've kind of made the fixes that I need to. So over here, I'm going to click the resolve button. Now I know I have that. So as I look at my next sentence, this is my preview sentence right here. But I'm going to agree with them. I think I put a lot of stuff in the preview sentence that I didn't need to. As I look through this, my two main ideas that I had were that recess is healthy for you. And I talk about how it's healthy for the brain and healthy for the body. And then I also talk about giving breaks. So I think I'm just going to get rid of this whole sentence and rewrite my preview sentence. Recess is something that is important because it is healthy for the brain and body, and it will give us breaks during the day. So at this point I have my topic sentence and I have my preview sentence, and so I have everything I need. Alright, as I look right here, here's my next one. Recess is super healthy for you. They're saying maybe it should be my own sentence. Okay, so I agree with that. Recess is super healthy, and I'm going to add for your brain and body. And I'm going to make that add a period. That means I can change this. Okay, exercise continues to be healthy for the, and I'm good with that sentence, so I'm going to resolve it. Exercise continues to be healthy for the brain as children start school. That makes sense. Okay. I need to capitalize exercise. I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. I don't know about that word continues. I'm just going to take that out and just say exercise is healthy for the brain as children start school. There is my little repetitive. It said this already been said. Exercise at recess helps the body stay healthy. I agree. I don't need that extra part right there. I'm going to delete it. Exercise helps with many different things, and here's some. Exercise helps keep the mind sharp during adulthood. Exercise continues to be healthy for the brain as children start school. Oh, I already said this right here. That's a repeat. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Now, sometimes people freak out when they're like, oh my goodness, but all my paper is gone. Well, if your ideas don't connect, you want to make sure you're getting rid of stuff that you don't need. Exercise can help with many different things. Here's some. Exercise, so this sounds a little awkward. Exercise can help with many different things. I'm going to kind of combine some of these sentences right here. Help with many different things, including and this is where you kind of have to read it aloud to yourself, including helps keep the mind, that doesn't sound right, including, I'm going to get rid of helps and say keeping the mind sharp during adulthood, and I'm going to add this last part in, and can prevent Alzheimer's disease. Prevent, Alzheimer's should start with an A. Now, some people might look at this and go, but Mrs. Brown, I went from 6 sentences to 3 sentences. That may be, but as you look at this, this paragraph makes much more sense and is much clearer to the reader. Exercise is super healthy for your brain and body. Exercise is healthy for the brain as children start school. Exercise at recess helps the body stay healthy. Exercise helps with many different things, including keeping the mind sharp during adulthood, and I'm going to say it can help prevent Alzheimer's. Now, I feel like I need a little bit of a transition between this recess and exercise, so I might say something like, recess is a good time for kids to get some exercise. Exercise. There we go. But then as I look at this, see how my sentences start exercise, exercise, exercise? I feel like I'm repeating myself. Exercise is healthy for the brain as it starts school. Maybe I'm going to say moving a lot at recess helps the body stay healthy. All right, I feel like I've got everything I need to in that paragraph. Now I'm going to go down to my next paragraph. Some adult workplaces give 60 minutes and others give 90. Well, this person is saying, what do they give? In my mind, I know that they give breaks. But as I look at this sentence, I realize I didn't say that I'm giving them breaks. In fact, as I look down here, they made the suggestion that maybe I should move this to the beginning of the paragraph, and I think they're right. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to put it at the beginning. We should have recess because it gives us breaks. All right. Some adult workplaces give 60 minutes and others give 90s. I think it means that adults get breaks too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak this a little bit, and I'm going to say even adults at work get between 60 and 90 minutes of breaks. Okay, so that kind of takes care of this sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and resolve that and then actually get rid of it. Even adults at work. Okay, so if adults get breaks, then I think kids should get breaks too, right? If adults get breaks during the day, then kids should get breaks at school too. Some symptoms shown if children don't get breaks are, and I think that this information right here is really good, but like they said, I put it in a bulleted list. I don't need a bulleted list. I need to actually make it part of the paragraph. And I know that in the article that we read, it talked about, it had them listed as a bulleted list, but we don't need to do that. Okay. So some symptoms shown if children who don't get breaks are restlessness, fidgeting, and now I have this word waning concentration, and I'm not sure if my reader's going to know what waning means, so I might just say less concentration and more off-task behavior. Okay, so this I took care of. I'm going to resolve it. This I took care of. I'm going to resolve it, and since I moved it up, I'm going to delete it. Don't get scared. People get scared. And then it says it also gives teachers a break. Teachers can relax each lunch, make copies, and grade papers. So I think this is still part of this paragraph because it's all about breaks. I'm going to get rid of the word it and say recess also gives teachers a break. Now, I'm going to look back at my topic sentence right here, and it says we should have recess because it gives us a break. And instead of saying the word us, because it gives kids and teachers a break. Okay? And then it tells me, so if I'm going to put kids and teachers right here is my main idea, I'm going to come back up to my preview sentence. And again, instead of us, it will give kids and teachers breaks during the day. All right, conclusion. Don't need it. Let's get rid of it. Right here, get rid of conclusion. We should have an extra recess. Position statement. Don't you want an extra recess? Need something different to leave the reader thinking. It will keep us healthy and give us breaks. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Oops. I'm going to get rid of this. They're right. I don't like it. So I need something to leave the reader thinking. You know, sometimes adults think that recess isn't a big deal, but I think we kind of know that it is. And so I might change this, we'll add something about how important recess is, like, even though people don't think it's a big deal, it really is. So we should have an extra recess. Some people feel that recess is not something that kids really need. But recess will keep us healthy and give us breaks. All right. So what I've done is I've gone back in. I've made all my revisions, all my changes, worked my way through. And as I look at this would be a much better essay now that I have it done. All right. We are done for today. Hope you are behaving yourselves and getting a lot of work done.